Hi, I'm Kurt, and welcome to Comp Sci in 5. If you were looking for an instructional video series about how to make yourself a better programmer and be better at writing programming languages, I'm sorry, but you've come to the wrong place. We're not going to do that here. Here in Comp Sci in 5, we're going to focus on teaching everyone the basic building blocks of computer science. The reason being, these ideas and concepts are ubiquitous across all platforms, meaning that you can write the same program in Python, Java, C, Lisp, Racket, whatever your favorite happened to be, and they use exactly the same tools as you'll be learning here. All that's different is the syntax, which handy dandy is available on the internet. So we're not going to write any code here. We're not going to focus on syntax. What we are going to focus on is actual problem solving techniques, which is really all computer science is at its most basic level. So why should you study Comp Sci? Well, whether you like it or not, we are living in the future now. Yes, the future has come. It came when computers entered the scene in World War II, and then it wasn't even studied as a discipline until the 1950s. Now, I'm no mathematician, but we're talking 60 to 70 years ago, right? Is when this stuff is brand new. You talk about mathematics, engineering, philosophy, medicine. Those disciplines have been around for a long time, and they've been studied very, very thoroughly. Only now, with the help of computer science, which is just a tool, it's just a tool in your toolbox, those fields are now progressing even further than we ever thought possible, which is really, really neat. Now, you guys are all holding in your hands or have in your pockets more computational power than the most powerful governments in the world had 20 years ago. That's just crazy. And if you think that computing power is going to halt because of heat transfer problems with silicon wafers and transistors, they've solved that problem with quantum dots. Computing power is still going to increase. It's going to increase indefinitely at this point. That's all we really know. So you should, if you want to learn those kinds of stuff, if you want to learn how to solve problems, well, pull up a chair and stay for a while, because that's what we're going to do here in Comp Sci in 5. So if you're talking about a computer, like, computers compute things, right? They give you stuff. I want this. Search. There it is on screen. Simple stuff like that. Now, for a computer to do something, it needs a container to hold the information that you want to do something to, okay? So, for example, this thing that we're talking about, this container, it's called a data structure, right? And now all a data structure is a container. So for example, if you put a cat in the box is the container for the cat, the box is the data structure, right? So great, now you have a way to represent something inside the machine. The computer has a container to hold whatever type of data, cats, dogs, numbers, letters, Egyptian hieroglyphics, whatever it be. But you want it to do something, right? You don't just want to put something in there just to save. Well, you could, but that'd be kind of boring. What you want to do is actually do something to it. And when you want to do something to it, you need a set of instructions to do it. And we call that, in the comp sci world, a fancy word called an algorithm. Right? Now all the algorithm is a set of instructions to solve a certain thing. So if you are cooking a dish and looking at it from a cookbook, the instructions in the cookbook are the algorithm. Now, how these two things play into each other, right? How data structures and algorithms, the relationship between those to turn inputs into outputs, is this big fancy word we like to say computation, otherwise known as computer science. And it is essentially just problem solving. And in this class, the most important thing is that we need to relate data structures to algorithms, and using both of them right there to solve problems, aka computation. And it looks like we're about up on our time. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for streaming it, rather. And yeah, this was Comp Sci in 5.